Hey guys, what the fuck is up? It's obviously been a minute, but I'm sure you can hear by my voice that things don't sound 100. And honestly, I've sounded like this for quite a couple weeks now, and it's been a little up and down. I feel like I have the worst allergies I've ever had in my whole life. The first week that I had this, I was like convinced that I probably had the Delta variant that was going around, but all tests came back negative. So then I was just like, well, I feel physically fine. Like everything is fine. Like I don't feel sick. I don't feel out of it. I just had like this really horrible sore throat for a very, very long couple of weeks. I was taking all this cough medicine, and then finally they were just like, it's allergies. Like that's literally what it is. And I had never heard of like cough allergies, I guess. I thought it was just always like sinus related. But anyways, here we are a couple weeks later. On the flip side of it, the sore throat is gone, but now I have sinus allergies. So it's been a whirlwind. It really, really has. And I've been missing you guys. I miss getting to sit down and chat with you guys, but life has been so crazy. It has just been so insane, and I have so many things to tell you guys. Not only just like about drama and things to update you guys with that, but also just like my personal life. Personal life has been very crazy and just a lot of stuff to go over. I mean, I don't know. I just had to say that I missed you guys because there's been so many people that have been wondering what's been going on, and I'm here to tell you guys it all. So please just ignore my sniffly sniffles and let's just have a good old chat. So first of all, drama-wise, Gabbie Hanna, that's been a big thing recently. Her series, she just recently came back to YouTube and said that she's still going to continue her series despite all the backlash that she's been getting from her series, especially after she talked about Jessie Smiles. And Jessie Smiles came out and basically was just like, Gabbie Hanna will not stop. She keeps bringing up my trauma. She will not leave it the fuck alone. And everybody was just like, there's just no way that Gabbie can come out and release another 2-part video on Jessie after what she just responded with. Everybody that has made a video response to Gabbie and the videos that she's been putting out really hasn't made her look good at all. And people were very concerned about her well-being, concerned about how she was receiving all of this hate. And a lot of her fans were really hoping that she wouldn't continue the series just because of the fact that the response hasn't been very good and it's not making her reputation any better. And that was kind of the point of the series, so that she could tell her side and hopefully look better, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I mean, she posted a video and said that the series was going to go on, but at the same time, she said the series has been very healing. It doesn't seem like it would be healing because of all the drama that it's caused, but if she says it's healing, then I guess it's been healing for her. But anyways, that's kind of the situation going on with Gabbie Hanna. There's been stuff going on with James Charles. James Charles had posted a photo of himself on his Instagram story saying that he was watching a YouTuber while he was getting ready, or a gamer while he was getting ready, called Purpled, and he was like, he's being entertained by him, and everybody was like, what the fuck do you mean you're being entertained by him? Like, that dude is a minor. Why are you out here saying that you're being entertained by a minor? People did not like the wordage there, and obviously because of James's past and the things that have recently come out about him and the entire scandal, people are definitely like on high alert with what James is posting, and so he deleted it right away. But the entire like gaming community, people that watch Purpled, was like, absolutely not, get out of here, stay in the beauty community, do not come to the gamers, this is so weird. But James does seem to want to get into gaming way more. I mean, he changed his intro for his YouTube videos to be him gaming, cooking, doing makeup. Like, he really wants to change his channel from beauty community to like a variety of different types of videos, which people have mixed opinions about. I mean, I don't know. I think that with James being in the big scandals that have to do with minors, you would think that he would be on such high alert with what he posts. He would definitely not want to cause any issues anymore, any further, and just be like super, super filtered and careful with what he's posting. But I guess not. And so there's a bunch of people wondering if he even took the time during his break to reflect on everything, or if he just was like, I'm going to lay low until I feel like people don't hate me anymore, and then I'm going to come back and I don't really learn anything. I'm just going to do what I was doing before. But that is pretty much like the two biggest things that people have been talking about this past week. And there's just so much other stuff that has gone on. Like Shane is coming back to the internet, and he was in Ryland's recent vlog. He's saying that they are moving out of LA, or they're trying to move out of LA. They want to be farmers, which is so interesting because Jeffree is moving out of LA. He's like full-time moving to Wyoming to be a farmer. Like he made an entire Instagram page for his farm, like the yak farm or something like that. It's just like, what? If you had told me like a couple years ago that Jeffree Star would give up living in his massive big home in the Hidden Hills in order to be a farmer with farm animals and raise them, I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, there's just no way that that is a factual statement, but it is. He's trying not to be in drama, and he's really trying to like settle down and be on this farm and be this farmer and have this farm Instagram, this farm Facebook, and raise these animals and be by himself in Wyoming. And I am just like, what on earth is going on? It just seems like so interesting. Like these people that were so massive for so long on the internet all seem to have to kind of change up their ways, except for James and David. The biggest scandals yet this year have come back and tried to just do what they were doing before. Whereas like Jeffree and Shane have taken to like completely transforming their entire aesthetic. And it is the craziest turn of events, honestly, that I could not have predicted at all. Oh man, you guys. In terms of Hanna, I just need to say that there's so many weird things going on with Hanna that I can't even keep up. I can't keep up with them at all. First of all, the other day she tweeted out that she was in a new relationship, and then the next day she said she was single and she was broken up with. And suddenly they're back together and she's like so in love and he's so in love, and she's like posting pictures of their text messages where he's saying, you're sleeping right now and you look so cute and I miss you, but you're having a dream and I hope it's a really good dream. And I'm like, what is this? What is going on? Weren't you just tweeting that you were like in love with Logan, or you wanted to fuck Logan because you were mad at Jake like a month ago? And now you're saying that you have a boyfriend. You've been seeing him for like 6 months now. I'm a little confused. And she's living in David Dobrik's old house, which is such a trip. It is so strange. And I don't understand why, because the reason why David moved out of that house was because there was like no security. There was like little to no privacy in this house. Fans were showing up all the time. So for Hanna to move in, she definitely knew what she was getting herself into, because David complained about it all the time and put it on his stories always, that people would jump the fence or they would always just be like in the road like waiting for him, and it was scary and creepy and just the worst. And he loved that house and he wanted to stay there forever, but he couldn't because of the privacy, and that's why he got his big brand new big old house. But Hanna literally moved in and she's been talking about how there's people outside of the house and complaining all about that stuff, and I'm just like, well, it's not like you didn't have a warning. Like, David was pretty clear about the fact that this home was definitely far from private, and living in it was not very good because of the fact that people would always come to the house all the freaking time. And yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. I mean, she keeps saying that she bought the house, but then she keeps calling David her landlord. So I think she's just temporarily staying there. And also, like, I don't think like there's enough bedrooms in that house for her friends, because all of her freaking friends seem to live with her. And I just don't think that they can all fit in there. Like, I swear there's only like 3 bedrooms, but I could be wrong. But it was just like him and Natalie there for so long, and then Ilya moved in, and then maybe there was like one other room, but I just feel like Hanna has like 20 friends and there's just no way that there's 20 rooms in this freaking house that David had. Anyways, on the topic of David and the Vlog Squad though, Natalie was in Sports Illustrated, which I can't believe. Natalie got this opportunity to be a Sports Illustrated rookie in the Sports Illustrated swimwear magazine. And she even like walked in Sports Illustrated week or SI Swim Week. I really do love what Sports Illustrated is doing. I think this is something that Victoria's Secret needed to get on a very long time ago with the models that they were picking. Victoria's Secret, I don't know what the fuck, but they have really gone out of business because they did not want to change their way. Always talking about the fantasy. We want to sell the fantasy, making other people feel like shit, like they can't be a fantasy. But anyways, I'm just a little confused because I saw so many influencers walking the runway. Everybody that I saw on TikTok was like, oh my God, I'm walking the runway today. And I was like, wait a minute, like, could anybody just like walk the runway? I was a little confused. I love that there's like so many different people that are able to be a part of Sports Illustrated. But it did seem like everybody on my timeline was walking in the show. It's just kind of crazy to think that David Dobrik's assistant got to walk in a runway show. That's something that I just don't think I thought would ever happen like a couple years ago, but brands are really capitalizing on influencers. Like they're seeing that these influencers are bringing in fans and people that want to buy things from them, and they're getting opportunities in real life that people, work really hard for. And I think that some people do think it's like unfair. And this is kind of where I'll touch on the Addison Rae situation. Addison Rae got the opportunity to interview people on the red carpet at a UCF fight, at the Conor McGregor fight. And she posted on Twitter a photo of herself holding the microphone on the carpet. She was saying that, she had only gone to college for a few months, and like that those few months like prepared her for this moment. And everyone was just like, damn, like the way to like rub it in our faces that you did not have to go to school to get a really amazing opportunity like this when journalism is such a competitive field, and you got that opportunity because you have a lot of followers, whereas like a lot of people won't get that opportunity but have like all the education, all of the, best resumes, but they're just not going to get there because Addison Rae has more followers than them and is like more, known than they might be. But I don't think that's particularly a reason to hate on influencers or a reason to hate on influencers specifically, mainly because, what are they going to do? Turn down? I mean, they're getting amazing opportunities that, like I said, normal people don't usually get. If you don't have a following, you're probably not going to get those opportunities unless you're super, super lucky or somebody, you have a connection or something like that. It's just like kind of sucks the way that the world works sometimes, where that's just the way that it is. And I don't know, I just think that's super interesting because it did cause a lot of people to be angry at Addison for sounding super tone deaf when she was saying that, because people thought she was being insensitive and rubbing it in people's faces that she didn't have to go to school to get an opportunity like that. And I definitely think like when I was like in high school, those types of things definitely frustrated me, where I was just like, gosh, like how do you get that? Like how? That makes me so jealous or so angry that you did not have to do all of that and you got that opportunity. But I feel like as I'm older, I'm just like, yeah, that's just kind of how things freaking go sometimes, and it sucks, but that means you just have to like work extra hard, and maybe somebody else doesn't have to work extra hard for it, but they probably won't appreciate great things in life like you will because you had to work extra hard for it. That's just how I'm going to choose to look at the situation, because I feel like if you choose to be like super bitter about it like that, then you're just going to be upset and mad about every single thing, because there's probably always going to be somebody that can get something way easier than you, but the appreciation level probably won't be there. Like imagine if you like flied first class your entire life, you're probably never going to appreciate first class. Like you're just like, oh yeah, like I'm getting on an airplane. But if you like flown like never, and you've never flown in your entire life, or you've like always sat in the back and then you finally get to sit in first class, you're probably gonna be like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing, So it's just like one of those types of things. I don't know. So that's kind of what's been going on in the influencer world, some of the things that have been really insane, really going on. And I definitely want to tell you guys about some of the things that's been like going on in my life. Honestly, we haven't talked like in a very long time, so there's a lot of things to catch you up on. I think in the last episode I said that my friend had finally got me to download a fucking dating app, which I can't believe I did that, you guys. I can't believe I did that. And I don't know. Like I said, I did meet up with somebody that I like used to kind of work with, and then we went out once and we never spoke again. Yeah, we still never spoke again. So fun and fresh. But I did end up going out with somebody else. Shocking. It all kind of went down after I recorded my last episode. So like during like 4th of July weekend, this person I like matched with wanted to like meet up, and I had friends in town and he like had a few friends, and so we decided we were like all gonna meet up, because I was like, I'm not gonna meet up with this person alone. Like that's fucking weird and honestly scary. Even though my friend kept saying like, you need to like meet them in person, just like alone, so that you can like evaluate like how you feel about them without other people's opinions. And I was just like, absolutely not. Like I'd rather be safe than sorry. So we're all gonna meet up with them. By the way, on the 4th of July, like I did not know that wearing white was like a thing. I ended up at this party where everybody was wearing white, and my friends and I did not get the memo. We did not get the dress code. We heard pool party and we showed up in pool attire and everybody was wearing white, pearls, and we were like, oh, hell no. So from now on the 4th of July, I'll just always be wearing white just in case, because apparently that's like a thing. I literally don't know. I mean, I know that there's like parties, like specific parties, like parties in the Hamptons, parties in, there's like a specific like celebrity Nobu party where people wear white. And I thought that was just kind of like fun and fresh, like for those places. I thought that was like a very specific like Nobu thing or Hamptons thing. I didn't think that was like an everywhere else type of thing. Like everybody else wears white on the 4th of July. I don't know. I just did not grow up having those experiences. I don't know. But anyways, note to self, I'm never not wearing white on the 4th of July ever again. I mean, I was wearing white, but I was wearing like a t-shirt cover up and no pants. So that's not the same thing as like a dress. Anywho, we ended up meeting up with him that night and I was like, okay. I didn't really know what he was going to look like because every single photo on the app, like he looks a little bit different. So you could say I was scared, but I thought he had potential to be cute. And since then, you guys, we've been on like 2 other dates, which, wow, honestly, that kind of sounds like a lot. Like I've seen him a lot. And I can't tell if I like him. I don't know what the deal is. I also just feel like I'm super guarded now. I think that's like a thing. And numb to bad things happening, like people not talking to me anymore, people ghosting me, all those types of things. I feel like I'm numb to them. I almost expect them, and then if they don't happen, I'm like, wait, what do you mean? You still want to talk? You want to hang out again? Oh, that's a foreign language to me. I don't know what that is like. So yeah. And my friend too, like my friend just recently went through a really horrible breakup situation where we, in a movie way fashion, found out he was cheating on her. Like, when I tell you guys, it was the craziest shit I have ever experienced in my life. Like, there was no cheating on the radar. And basically, like, through a friend of a friend, we found out that he was like talking to other people, and he literally got caught like in 4K. Like red-handed, got caught. It was so bad. If I was him, I would have been embarrassed. It was wild and very upsetting. And now the two of us keep talking about how we feel like we are numb to everything that could possibly happen. Like literally so numb to all these things. And what's so crazy is somebody that I know recently got engaged, and I was just like, wait a minute. I can't possibly imagine somebody ever like really wanting to commit to anybody in that way where they would like get down on a knee. Like, there's just, that doesn't even like remotely like wrap into my mind that somebody would be that public about their affection or like that down for commitment that they would get down on a knee. I don't know. Maybe that's sad, but honestly, I don't feel like it's sad. I'm just like, I honestly have only been in like relationships or situations where people didn't really want to spend forever or think about the future or anything like that. So the concept of someone actually saying to me that they were down is crazy. And I've been with someone for like almost 4 years. So that's a funny one, you guys. But life is pretty crazy. It's truly an adventure, and I can't believe it. I'd like seen this other person that I met on this freaking date like multiple times now. I can't believe I met somebody on an app. I feel like some people that are on this app are literally just there to like get their ego stroked or something and just get a couple compliments and then go about their day. Like if somebody likes them and messages them, they're like, all right, like ego fully powered today, like I can go about my day. Because most of the time when I match with someone, like there is literally no like anything. There's no substance to the conversation. And also when people ask me like what I do, I'm like, ooh, I don't even know how to describe that one. So yeah, that's a difficult one. I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you there, buddy. I don't know how to describe this because this is a very special part of the internet that I do not know how to tell you what my occupation is, because they're like, oh, you're a YouTuber? What's your channel? I'm like, haha, that's a funny one. Or if I just kind of describe like, oh, I talk about influencers on social media, they're kind of like, oh, like what? And I'm like, I don't know. Or I'm like, oh, I'm in social media, like I make videos. Then like sometimes they'll think like I have an OnlyFans. And I'm just like, no, not an OnlyFans, but influencer stuff, but I'm not, but like I talk about. Anyways, that's been a really fun ride trying to explain that to people. But yeah, I feel like some people will just like see it and probably be like, what is this? Because this part of the internet, even when I first saw it, I was like, what is this? This is like, I never knew this existed at all. Like, I knew about celebrity entertainment news, like e-news and all that, but covering influencers just seemed like so foreign, and I feel like not a lot of people were paying attention to them, not a lot of people cared about their lives. And suddenly, like going back to like the beginning when I was talking about how big brands are using influencers these days, I feel like there's so many more people that are looking at influencers and they're like, oh my god, this is crazy, like influencers are really where it's at. I'm like, I've been watching YouTube since the very beginning of time. Like, I've been watching YouTube for so long, and finally you guys are on this train. You guys recognize that these people are basically celebrities. Yeah, welcome to the club, you guys. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the ride. Like, I don't know. People are just so invested these days, and I feel like TikTok really is like one of the main reasons as to why it blew up, because there were so many people talking about TikTok, and especially the pandemic. I think the pandemic did have a lot to do with it, because people were at home, people had more time to watch stuff. That's when TikTok blew up, and people finally understood that people have jobs on their devices and it's really cool and they make a lot of money and they're at home, and people started to like reevaluate their own jobs and want to do TikTok or YouTube or social media, and it's just been very interesting. It's just crazy, but life is crazy. My life is definitely crazy. I feel like there's so much that's been going on, but also like not really, because I've just been dealing with like allergies and blah 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 and videos. This month has been insane, like insane busy. I feel like I've been posting like every single day, and that has been just like, there's so much to keep track of with all these people coming back, and wow. Also, wait a minute, we need to talk about this. I watched the show Sex Life. If you guys have not watched this show, it's honestly insane. Definitely not for kids, but I feel like kids are not listening to my podcast. It's about like this woman who's married to this man, Cooper, has the best life, or well, you know, the picture perfect cookie cutter, you know, dream life in the suburbs with her two beautiful children and your husband. And she is a stay-at-home mom, but she also used to have a job, and she's like longing for her previous life, like before kids, and like dating this guy named Brad, and they had the best sex, and they would always hang out and go out and do crazy shit together. And she is like at home stuck in this house with her beautiful kids and her husband, and she's like, oh my god, like I miss my ex, I miss that life, I don't know who I am anymore. And she's like daydreaming, having all these sexual fantasies about her ex, and she wants to see him so bad, but she's like, like my husband and I have the most boring sex ever, and I really miss my ex and all this stuff. And she is like about to ruin her fucking marriage over her ex, and that is the scariest thing to me. Imagine you're like stuck in this perfect situation, and you know, like, oh, I should love this, I should really want to be here, but I don't. I want to be somewhere else. Like, that is my biggest fear. That's my biggest fucking nightmare. To feel stuck like that, feel like I have to stay in something. And that is why the last relationship ended, you guys. Like, I could not have felt like I was settling, or I could not have felt like I was stuck somewhere. I definitely needed to go out and find someone that was going to give me everything. Like, the commitment, the passion, the love, the family, just everything. And I don't know if some people feel like that doesn't exist, but it has to. It has to, because you can't just be miserable. Like, this girl seemed miserable. It's a show. I know it's a show. But, like, that happens to people in real life. And there's so many people that have reacted to this show that said, like, this show is real, and that's why it's, like, super popular. I mean, aside from the fact that everybody was talking about episode 3 because the man schlong was, like, 1,000,000 miles long, besides that, the show really resonated with people because this woman is over here like, oh my god, I have the perfect life, but I don't, you know, feel happy because there are things that are missing, and she wanted to find the full package. And I'm like, I want the full package, so I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna become a Billy, because that is my worst fucking nightmare. So anyways, if you guys haven't watched the show, you should definitely watch the show, because it'll tell you what shouldn't happen in your marriage. And plus, like, in a situation like that where she looks so happy and she like wants to go back to her ex, I feel like you're not gonna win. You're not gonna get both with the people that you're going after. Like, in her situation, it's like Brad versus Cooper. And I feel like in reality, she would just like end up alone. Like, it wasn't gonna work out with either one of them. And she would just have to find someone new. That's my opinion. Because that's seemingly based on real life, how things have gone in many people that I know's lives. You just never end up with the people that you're like, him or him. You just end up with neither. You gotta find someone new. Because if you gotta question it, then probably like something wrong with both of them, and you gotta find someone new. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling on like I'm some relationship expert when I am absolutely not, because I recently just told you guys all the shit that happened in my life. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast episode. I really, really appreciate you guys supporting the podcast, and I've missed you guys. And yeah, if you guys like this podcast, rate the podcast. If you guys have questions for me, you guys can email me at nobleepspod@gmail.com. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.